Hey guys, so today I'm just gonna do a regular demo about what we talked about on Saturday, so just permission stuff. And for this demo, it's just gonna be um just this I'm just gonna be adding like permissions, but for Xcode. So right now I just have a random iOS project open, and inside my project, there should be a file called info.plist. And when you open this up in Xcode, it'll give you basically a list like this. So it kind of looks like an Excel sheet or just a random table. And then it basically contains a bunch of information about like your app. So for example, like your product name or like the bundle name, just a lot of random stuff like that. So this is where you'll be adding information about like any permissions that you need for your application. So if you notice at the very bottom, I have this this last table entry highlighted, and there's a little add button over here. So I'm just gonna add um, an extra list in info.plist. And for all the permissions that you need to add, it'll start with just privacy. So first, you're just going to type in privacy, and make sure you do that because unfortunately for Xcode, their search isn't very good. So be sure to type in privacy first, so that it'll give you like all the permissions that you can ask for. So let's say, for example, I'm adding camera. So I want my app to access my phone's camera. I'm gonna click on privacy camera usage, but there are a bunch of other permissions you can ask for. For example, like Bluetooth. There's two different kinds of Bluetooth usage. There's also like accessing your files, so like desktop folder and documents folder usage. Even things like location always and when in use, or location always uses description. All of these are just different privacy things. So I'm just going to click on camera for my app, for example. And then for your privacy entry, make sure you also type in a string. I'm just going to replace this because apparently this app already uses the camera. So for this string, I'm just going to type in something like app requires camera access. For Xcode, or for iOS development, they're always going to require you to have like a privacy string. So like if you have like a location usage, or you have to use a camera, they always want you to have a string with this description, so that you're telling the user like, this is why I'm using the camera, or this is why I want to know your location. And then afterwards, you're free to like use any of Swift's built-in kits to like access the camera, access like whatever you needed the permissions for. So when I was during the lesson, I also said that info.plist can also be edited using a markup language. So I'm just gonna also show you what I mean by that. So let's say I wanted to look at info.plist outside of my Xcode development environment. So right now I'm in my Xcode project, and I'm just gonna open info.plist. So if you look over here, info.plist is actually, it kind of looks like a giant XML file, right? So you have like a dictionary with a bunch of keys, and the keys have their own values. So this is what I mean by like when you look up info.plist tutorials, or like if you're looking up any help for that, sometimes like they'll tell you to how to edit info.plist within Xcode, which will be like using this table and using the really nice Xcode UI to add whatever you want. But also sometimes like they'll tell you how to edit info.plist directly. So they'll give you like a XML type sort of line that you can add at the bottom of info.plist. So both of these are valid ways to edit info.plist. I personally prefer doing it sort of the Xcode way with just adding new entries to tables. But just in case you're seeing like different tutorials that tell you different things, both of them are valid. There's not exactly one right or wrong way to do it. So, yep.